The Jazz Plaza International Festival, for me, is a testament to how open and amazing the Cuban musicians truly are. Last year, I was in Cuba with my wife and we were advertising our debut album, Acento Cubano, and through that process we met a gentleman named Yanni Obreo, and I was invited to perform with him and his group Aire de Concierto on the radio, and just his openness and the group's openness and intrigue and excitement about me, a North American playing the Tres Cubano. Through that, I was invited to perform in the 33rd annual Jazz Plaza, and I got to record a DVD with Yanio, his group, and Victor Goins, which was indescribable, an unbelievable experience. And through that openness, through that excitement to learn and exchange the cultures between the United States and Cuba, my group was invited to come back and perform in the 34th annual Jazz Plaza. Personally, I'm beyond excited. I've been to Cuba at this point 7 times, and every time I go, I learn something. Not something. A million things. And so, this time, I'm excited to take not only my band, but my friends to Cuba, to learn, to experience, to eat the food, to drink the drinks, to play the music, to breathe the air. What I think everybody is going to learn and bring back home is going to be invaluable. And this is what makes me the most excited for everybody, including myself.
For me, it's going to be about the people, to understand and feel the energy that was so important and relevant in molding music around the world.
I'm really excited, looking forward to heading to Cuba and just immersing myself in the culture, the surroundings, the people, the air, the food, and of course the music.
Cuba, its culture, its music, its food, its people, and its religions. And I was told I would also get a good sense of Africa there. So I'm looking forward to that and performing.
I've never had actual Cuban music, in the place of its birth in my life before. I think that will just take it to a whole nother level.
So looking forward to playing with some of the best musicians in the world, masters of music. I'm looking forward to learning a lot.
So I'm looking forward to visiting Cuba, seeing what the culture's like, and especially listening to the music and experiencing the other musicians that are going to be there.
This trip, the group's not only going to be just performing in the Jazz Plaza, we're going to be taking lessons with some of the absolute best Cuban musicians that we can get a hold of. We're going to be spending time with Cuban musicians, Cuban people. We're going to go see rumba, we're going to go see son, we're going to go see salsa, we're going to see people dancing in the street. We're going to just spend time just all around Havana. And not only that, we're going to be able to give some donations to not only some students, but to some other performers in Havana that really need musical equipment. And it's not just going to be about the performance, it's going to be about the time, the education, the experience, the learning, the culture. It's going to be almost too many things to talk about right here, right now.
A man hate another man. Help me understand. I can't understand what makes a man hate another man. Help me understand.
It was an amazing experience. The Cuban people was way more than what I expected. The dignity, the way they carry themselves, the care and passion that they show from walking down the street to the fabulous musicians that we saw performing there. It was very, very nurturing. The opportunity to be in Cuba for the International Jazz Festival. I mean, being outside of the U.S. performing with the band for the first time, it was incredibly humbling to me as a musician. More important to me, it was the human experience, being in Cuba and sharing music with them. And I do have to say, the audience was amazing. The way they reacted to how we performed some of the songs that we do, some of the Cuban songs that we do, that I expected them to have second thoughts about. A band coming from the United States, performing songs from their country and other songs inspired by their country. I expected them to be a little bit hesitant to embrace us, and it was the complete opposite. They were amazing. The generosity of the audience and just the energy exchange was absolutely beautiful. It was unforgettable.
From start to finish, it was great. Just from the warmness of the people to the beautiful contrast from the city to the countryside. The people doing the most with anything they had, and the confidence, the way they carried themselves, and being very warm and welcoming to us, and feel like we were very well received, and yeah, it was just a great time. Something very special to me was how much music was just integrated into everyday activities, and how much it was you could tell it was in the people, in their heart and their souls and all, and that it came out, anything from the lessons to hearing the musicians to getting to meet and talk with them and all, and it was very special. We already approached the music with respect, but I think we gained a newfound appreciation for the heart and soul that the people play the music with, and how special it is to people there. And I think we're trying to carry that with us and transmit it in how we perform our music as well. And it's definitely brought a new energy to what we're doing, and it's very special. So yeah, and hopefully it's just a first step, primer paso para nosotros. So yeah, it was a great time. Love Cuba, ready to go back.
As a black man, it was nice to be in a place where there was heavy African diaspora. You could feel it, and that was nice. The people were very open and giving. I think they welcomed us pretty well for what we were playing. As long as you can lay it down, they like you. So that was good. It was an honor and a privilege to go to the homes of these legendary musicians that I've seen on YouTube for years, and to play their drums. It doesn't sound much, but to play their drums was a hell of an experience. Anytime you go on a road, especially if you're going international, first thing it does, it bonds you. It makes you even tighter as a group. And to actually get the flavor and, once again, lessons from the people, from the culture, it can't help but help. I can't wait to try some of the things I've learned. I know Miko's the same, John's the same, Forrest, everyone.
Just traveling is really good for a band because it offers lots of opportunities to spend time together, and to experience new things together is also a really good part of that experience. And I think it was great for everybody. I certainly got to know people much better in the band. Having different kinds of stages, you know, we were in an indoor venue where we were pretty much surrounded by the audience, and that was kind of neat. And then another venue where the audience was pretty much right on top of us. That was also, you know, a very different situation, but fun. The audience seemed to enjoy us. I think there maybe was a little bit of a novelty about Americans playing Cuban-influenced music, but I think they like that it's happening one way or the other. I got the sense that spreading their culture is that they're very happy about it. They want people to know more about their culture and about their country. So I think that works with that. Once you get your first festival, then it opens the door for many more festivals. So I think that's something that Cubanism is going to look forward to, is having that door be open to festivals both both abroad and in the United States.
As a musician, I felt like a student, and that's good for every musician, because a lot of times musicians get to the highest point of their career or the highest level of their music, and everybody needs a humbling experience. You need to be around musicians that are better than you. You need to be around musicians that can teach you and that can inspire you. So I was very inspired by my trip to Cuba and by seeing how gifted these musicians are. It inspired me to practice every day. I practice a lot more now, every single day, because now I see what you can be or the limits that you can achieve because I was in Cuba. I felt like the people were genuinely loving and appreciating what we did. They really enjoyed our music. And I thought that they really got a kick out of the fact that we are Americans and we are embracing the Cuban culture. I've been following a lot of folklore Cuban music since 2004. One of my favorite groups is Rumberos de Cuba, and I got a chance to meet with them. Maximo and Cortico. It was a dream come true for me. It was an honor to present the cajones that I make, because I make Cuban cajones. It was an honor to present it to Cortico and Maximo. It was an honor to listen to them play these drums and bring a life to them that I never could have done on my own. It let me understand certain parameters of my instrument that were unattainable before. And the only way they could be obtained is by having a person who had that type of skill play them. So that was like a really, really high point. The thing that I took away from Cuba is that the musicians are so skilled, and when they play, they speak eloquently without even thinking about it. They were truly, truly speaking, you know. And so when you speak, you don't think about what you're saying really before you say it, if you're in a musical context. So that's really what I brought away from Cuba. I mean, the musicians are I would say, the top, some of the top musicians in the world.
It was so amazing in so many different ways, and in ways I wouldn't have expected. Meeting the musicians there was fabulous, but even just having that time with the band to be kind of focused on music and music only, in the place that was the origin of so much of what we're trying to do. The art space we played in was such a cool place, that repurposed factory. That was an amazing scene, just as far as everything that was going on there. Seemed like the place to be. I remember someone telling me, it was like, well that was different. But he didn't say it in a bad way. Everyone's going to pick up some licks, everyone's going to get some individual ideas from this little place and that little place. But I think the most important thing is when you hear those groups down there, the way they play together, just the way things lock in, the way certain figures become part of the arrangement, and this person is picking up on what this person is doing. I think it's just the way it all fits together. That's what I came away with more. It's not not just my role in the music, but just the way my part of it can fit into what is going on in the Congas and what's going on. It just the way it just fits into the whole. It was just a lot to soak up and take in, and an amazing, living place that the vitality of it has stuck with me.
Desde Kansas City, aquí a la fábrica de cubano,
Michael McClintock y Cubanisms.
Obrigado. Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. Todo un placer. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Cuba. Gracias a Cuba, gracias a La Habana. Gracias a la fábrica de arte.
Pero realmente geniales, fantásticos, me encantaron estos chicos. Michael, tú eres más cubano que yo, chico. ¿Cómo? A ver. Tú sabes, ¿no? Oye, qué bien, que te puso a bailar, un poquito. ¿A ti no te puso a bailar también? También te puso a bailar, claro que sí. Y a mi querido sonidista, ¿le echaste tu pasillito ahí? Sabroso.